What's up, guys? Scrub King here. So I want to bring you guys a pretty popular deck right now in the meta, Eldlich. I built this more of a control version of the deck, and I kind of want to share it with you guys. So right off the bat, I'm just going to fully say that the extra deck is not really complete because I don't have all the cards, so you'll see just like some thoughts that I have for the extra deck. So I'll share that with you guys later. But let's get right into the deck profile. So obviously, the big man, the only monster basically you play that's not a hand trap. So Eldlich, the Golden Lord. So this card is amazing. So as a hand trap, you can send a spell trap along with him to target one card on the field and then send it to the grave. So non-destruction removal. I mentioned many times it's so good in the YuGiOh game. And so this is no stranger to that. On top of that, in the graveyard, you can send a spell trap on your side of the field to add it to your hand and then special summon a zombie. And that zombie on top of that gains 1,000 attack and defense and can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects until the end phase of their turn. So you could basically special summon himself, be a big beater, and can't be destroyed by like lightning storm or something like that. So this card is so good. The pretty downside about this card right now, I guess mainly for casual players, is that it's super expensive. So if you saw my deck, my box opening, I pulled one and I was able to pick up the other two when they were cheap. Now this card is like 100 and something each. It's kind of crazy. So that's TCG. we had to live with it, but this card is absolutely needed. I played at 3 because I'm playing the more control version of it. There's other builds of like invoked and all that stuff. I just personally, I'm more of a control player, so I'm kind of focusing on that one. But I do like the invoked size. I haven't really tested out too much though. That's the issue. So obviously play Gamma. So Gamma along with the driver. Gamma is such a good hand trap, especially, you'll see later I play Extravagance, especially if you Extravagance on your opening turn and they're going to ash you, then you activate Gamma and you just plus so hard. It's crazy. I personally liked Gamma in Eldlich. I kind of got this idea from watching the OCG deck profiles on their end, and it's super good. I mean, Gamma is just nasty. And also you don't really use so many monsters. That's the key behind it. Of course, still in my opinion, the best hand trap currently in the game, Ash. It deals with so many different rogue decks. Right now, in my opinion, like the best deck in North America is kind of like Adamanticators, along with Eldlich. So trying to put in hand traps that work against Adamanticators, which is super popular right now in North America, is kind of crucial. So Ash is really good across the board, and it's also good against Adamanticators depending on what their hand looks like. Another alternative for this hand trap would be DD Crow. It's terrible against Adamanticators. DD Crow is really good in the mirror match, and really good against Salad, which is still a deck as we all know. I love Salads. But Ash is definitely a go-to staple at 3. To continue off and round off the hand traps, we're playing 2 impermanents. Not trying to max out on impermanents because mainly I want to build a 40 card deck and couldn't really find space. But 2 impermanents is pretty good. Can't say much about that. As you can see, I'm building my deck really against Adamanticators and combo decks and all those crazy decks. That's why you'll see the different floodgates later on in the more controlled version of this deck. I'll probably bring out another version like the Invoke version deck profile later on, or other versions as I modify the deck to kind of go as the meta evolves a little bit. So basically this deck is really not suitable against the mirror matches. It's not the best, but I'm really building it around like against combo like Rockets, Adamanticators, and stuff like that. So that's why Impermanence is better, in my opinion, than like Crow, which does nothing against Adamanticators and combos really. You can also think about putting Nibiru. I do not main deck Nibiru, but Impermanence is pretty good. It's also a trap card you can send from your hand and the field for Eldlich, so it's pretty good. So that rounds up kind of the hand traps and monsters, so to speak. So a couple there, not too many. Now going to the spells, of course, I played the Extravagance build. I know a lot of people maybe don't play the Extravagance build and play closer to the Magician Souls build. It's kind of personal preference, or maybe both. I personally don't play Souls because of space, but I like the Extravagance builds mainly because I'm the control player, and I I always have like this kind of thing where if I can put extravagance in a deck, I'll find a way. Like if I could play this in solid, I would definitely play it. It's such a good card. So you know, extravagance, of course, nothing too crazy. And then I do play 2 Foolish Burial Goods. This is a very big flex spot in the deck. So I was thinking about just cutting this down to 1 and then playing just 1 goods and then maybe like a skill drain. But you know, I'm just testing out 2 for now. This could be obviously another hand trap or not, but this is pretty good. I mean, it kind of unclogs the hands that are pretty crappy. So that's kind of the main reason playing goods. I personally have really liked it. Every time I've seen it, it's been really good. So the only thing I was thinking about is just maybe cutting down to 1, but 2 so far has worked pretty well. Of course, probably one of the better cards of the deck. Along with extravagance is Cursed Eldlich. So this is basically your Clifford Scout of the deck. You pay 800 and you can search Eldlich monster or a Golden Land Speller Trap. So well, mainly just traps. So it's really good. So really good. And then when it leaves the Spell and Trap zone and it sends to the graveyard, which can be triggered off Eldlich effect, so synergy, it can go ahead and Foolish a card. So it's really good. Just another Foolish Burial Goods essentially. This card is probably one of the best cards of the deck. It's just so nasty. Consistency is much. So then, of course, we got Elixir of the Black Awakening. So the black one, it's pretty good. Basically, special summons from the deck or the hand is just nasty. And then, of course, all the elixirs in the graveyard can banish. This is not the end phase effect, so you can just banish at any point and then go ahead and set a golden land. So really nice. So obviously, 3 blacks. Just playing 1 white. White is okay, but you know it's not really. It doesn't really search Eldlich out from the deck. That's the main key. So you can special summon him from the graveyard. So one cool interaction I like is, let's say you know I pitch black and Eldlich from my hand to target a card on the field, send to graveyard, and they chain Called by the Grave. You could chain this, special summon the Eldlich, and you know obviously continue to resolve the effect. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's kind of like a cool little interaction. You play at 1. Sometimes it comes up. Sometimes you know just used as a foolish target if you run out of other targets that play, but not too bad. So just 1. This is the best Eldlich is Scarlet. So good. I mean, basically, you know, special summons from the deck. The key is that you can do it on your opponent's turn versus the black that's a little bit slower, just a normal spell card. So nasty. And then along with, you know, the other Elixirs in grave, you could banish this as well at any point. It doesn't have to be an end phase. And go ahead and set a golden land. So really nice. Elixir is probably the best. Of course, the better golden land, Conquistador of the golden land. It's really good. So, you know, if you have an Eldlich monster on your side of the field, so the big boy, and you activate this, you can go ahead and pop a card on your opponent's field. It doesn't target, and it activates as a trap, so it doesn't activate in any chain, so it activates like right there. So really cool. If your opponent like activates like Meltdown or something, you can activate this and just pop their Meltdown. They don't get to search. Really good card, really strong, nasty. It's a level 5 light monster, which comes up in the extra deck with Pallades. Just really good. I mean, you play at 3, it's the best Eldland. And then in graveyard, in the end phase, you can banish it to set a Elixir, which you just saw a playset of. So pretty cool. But you can only activate once per turn, each effect. And I played 2 YuGiOh of the Golden Land. I see some people like have trouble pronouncing it. It's YuGiOh. So basically, it's basically a DD Crow. So it kind of makes up for the lack of me not main decking DD Crow. This is what this card does. So on activation, it will banish a card from my opponent's graveyard. Really good to, you know, mess up their plays and stuff. It's just really strong. Along with that, it is a level 5 light. And then in the end phase, if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it and set another Elixir. So really good. I really want to play 3. But I don't want to play 41 cards. I just want to play 40, and I'm really having trouble, moving things. Maybe taking out the second Foolish, just playing 1 Foolish Burial Goods and playing a 3rd one. I don't know. I'm still testing things out with the ratios, but 2 is definitely a minimum. Definitely want to play 3, but might get a little too cloggy. And then I just play one Guardian of the Golden Land. It's really just a name. So on field, you can target a monster, or no, not target. So you can just make one monster your opponent controls 0 attack. That's what it comes down to. And the big thing you gotta know about this is just it has a really big defense, like 2500 or something like that. Really, really big defense. I almost never activate this. It's really just a name for Foolish to banish it. In the end phase is to set Scarlet or another elixir. But you basically, I would highly recommend playing this as an extra name because you go through the resources pretty quickly. So if you don't have this, you're gonna definitely miss out. So I guarantee you'll miss it. And to wrap up the Golden Land, just play one Golden Land forever. So when your opponent activates a spell or trap or monster effect, and you control Eldlich on your side of the field, you can tribute a zombie, so it doesn't have to be Eldlich, and obviously negate the activation of that monster and whatnot, or the spell trap. So it's also a counter trap, which is super important when you're playing against like Judgment decks and all that stuff. Really, really, really good, really good. Play one because it is technically searchable. It's a Golden Land trap card, and you don't want clog more because it doesn't have any graveyard effects or anything. So it's just a really good one. There is another Eldlich card, the Eldorado Adelantado, I think it's called. I don't play that. It's not searchable. That's the issue. I wish it was searchable. Then I would at least play one because it's pretty good. I mean, you definitely want to recur your resources. And then to wrap up the trap cards, of course, 3 Judgment. I mean, what can I say? So I know, there's a couple people that don't like Judgment. I personally do. It's just so nasty. Like when you're resolving a Judgment, and you have the board presence with all your trap cards in the back row, it's amazing. Especially with Lightning Storm being a card, Evenly Matched still being a card. It's just disgusting. So play 3 Judgments. Nothing too special there. What can I say? One order, Lightning Storm is a card. I still respect the Shaddoll decks. This card destroys them. So order is my kind of personal staple. And then I guess my spicy tech, you can say, to round out the deck is 2 Summon Limit in the main deck. Summon Limit is, as I mentioned early on, I'm really trying to play against like Adamantipated and all the combo decks. And this card, no one's expecting Summon Limit right now. Like this card basically destroys Adamantipated. Like they can't do anything unless they like have the Cosmic. Then well, all right, I'd rather them Cosmic this than my other traps, right? So that's totally fine with me. So yeah, Summon Limit is pretty good. Obviously I'm trying to go first, but yeah, so that's kind of like my spicy deck. So I don't have like the extra deck kind of finalized basically, because I just can't find all the copies. But basically I would play, this Link 2 Light is basically good for OTKing. My boy, rank 10. Shout out to my trained players. You can make him with Eldlich and then go up against making like the 4,000 attack just on top of this after you do burn. It's pretty nice. Obviously, Omega if you're playing Gamma. Like I mentioned earlier, if they're going to Ash you or Extravagance and you have the Gamma, it's going to be a long day for them. This card is just so nasty. And of course, play the Pallades. It's pretty nice. Target and return a monster that they control to their hand. Not too bad. Just outing some things there. The side is like super personal preference. Because I am really main decking a lot of combo destroyers. My side is really revolving around like spell trap removal. So Lightning Storm and all that. Evenly Match. I actually do side in some Kaijus here and there because I think Kaiju is so nasty. Like I personally just like Kaiju, especially when Dragoon's gonna come out. Kaijus are gonna be a staple easily. But yeah, it's kind of gonna just wrap up the deck profile, guys. I just want to quickly touch base and show you guys what I'm thinking about the Eldlich deck. More of a control variant. I personally play it better this way. I gotta try out a little bit more of the invoked side just to get a feel for that. But as of right now, trying to play the control with some spicy attacks and hear me out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, do you like Eldlich? Do you hate it? Is it the new True Draco or is it the new Paleo? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.